Charter schools are essentially public schools with less regulation and are supposed to be held accountable for their results. Their charter to exist can be taken away. What's attractive about charter schools is that they offer a little bit more diversity in educational options, and oftentimes they offer a safe environment in really bad urban districts in particular, where kids can go, and even if the academic performance isn't spectacular compared to the private schools around there, at least it's a safe place they can go. On top of that, it's free. Not free to the taxpayer, but free to the parents and the families that go there. The private sector in education has to compete with about $10,000 of free education to the families who use it. We found that in highly urban school districts, a third of students in charter schools actually came from private schools. We have to remember that these students that came from the private schools, didn't cost the state or the local government anything before they went to that charter school. About 190,000 students are now in public charter schools who otherwise would have been in private schools. That translates into about $1.8 billion, and they're a straight cost to the educational system and a new cost to taxpayers. While charter schools have been expanding options within the public sphere, they've been restricting options in the private sphere. A lot of these private schools are living on the edge financially. They don't have a lot of leeway. So if they lose a third of their students, they're not going to be able to survive. As private schools and private school systems are driven out of business, the overall educational diversity and the options for families is reduced. When we're talking about education reform, we need to keep the private sector in mind. It's a part of our educational system and a huge part of that educational diversity. The solution to the charter school paradox is private school choice. Specifically, education tax credits that lower the out-of-pocket costs to parents of choosing private schools if that's what works for their child. We don't want to look back 20 years from now and find that despite our best intentions, we have an education system that's less diverse, more costly, and with lower achievement.